Cullen the back three, and they have Kevin Ellis and Craig Teitzel on the bench. John Connolly is the referee for today. It should be an exciting game. Obviously Saints with a lot to do, but looking to get the 2 league points, and very difficult here at Wilderspool. George Mann is at 12, yes, and Chris Joynt is at 11. Just a slight change to the programme, I think it was. Joining me this afternoon, I've got Saints injured centre 3/4, Paul Loughlin. He's just going to come in with his special comments. Paul.
Tighten the forwards, you know, and just keep the back line coming up in a straight line. You know, we've got a very good chance here.
So looking forward to an exciting game. Captain Shane Cooper for the Saints, and Bob Jackson. I think it's Bob Jackson, captain there. Yes, Bob Jackson for Warrington. The referee is Mr. John Connolly from Wigan. You know, these pie eaters, they've got to get in somewhere, haven't they? So Mike McLennan will have had his team all fired up. No doubt Brian Johnson. So Australian coach versus New Zealand coach. And look forward to an exciting game. Warrington with Craig Teitzel on the bench. Just come from Illawarra. Signed, I think it's a short-term contract. Saints have Ian Pickavance on the bench, obviously with an injury crisis at St Helens. 5 players out injured and 2 suspended. Quite a decent crowd assembled here at Warrington. Always difficult. Not the biggest of grounds and not the best of grounds. Holds only perhaps about 16,000 if you're lucky. But we're ready for the action. It's in front of the Sky cameras, so those on the Saints video are ensconced in the stand, the back of the stand. Tommy Martin gets us underway. Warrington have possession. Saints pressing up exceptionally quickly. Good driving run. Paul Cullen, the loose forward for Warrington. He has his team G'd up, but Roland Phillips, big Welsh prop, driving forward, but excellent tackling by the Saints there. Chris Joynt and Adam Fogarty. First time in the starting lineup for Fogarty in the first team. Had a couple of sub appearances, but Warrington still in possession, just outside their own 20-metre line. The ball coming back for the kick downfield. It's down to Davis, but he takes the Saints defence on. Exciting player is John Davis. Just came from down the road at Widnes. Warrington took his contract over, and now it's Les Quirk. Excellent competitor, Quirk. Firm favourite of mine. Just let's hope he gets an extended run in the first team. Adam Fogarty now, driving it up. As Paul said before, maybe the game be kept tight in the forwards, but Saints, they can be equally as good throwing the ball out. Bernard Dwyer takes it left to Chris Joynt. Exciting forward is Joynt. On the halfway line, Saints in possession. Bernard Dwyer takes it blindside. Makes good, valuable yards there. Referee Connolly signifies it's the last tackle. Ball back to Martin, and then across to David Lyon, ex-Warrington favourite. Well, it's touched the Warrington player, and that's a knock-on for my money, with the ball coming back towards the Saints post, but the referee says it's okay. It was knocked back. Warrington in possession, Saints pressing up there, and they'll have to hold them for the remainder of these tackles and keep them in the 20-metre area. Good tactics, Paul, from the Saints. He's peppering it up into the 20-metre area and hoping to contain the Saints there. The wire there, sorry.
That's right, we've been trying it all week. Just not kicking the ball deep and hoping to pin them down in their own 20-yard line.
Well, Warrington taking it away now. Mike Gregory, I think that is. It is. Both Gregory and Jackson look similar. Thursfield attacking half-back. The ball back to Davis. Tactical kicking downfield. So a seesaw game at present. David Lyon taking the ball over to the left. Tony Sullivan had come in field. The Warrington defence move up quickly. Tony Sullivan comes in. Got very involved last week against Salford. John Neal On to Tommy Martin, into space. Lee Penny does his job, brings him down. Saints will want to quick play the ball now. Putting the attack on Warrington. Trying to move it over to the left to spread this wire defence. Beavers takes it, but the defence comes up quickly. Saints again, the second attack, the second phase of attack. 10 metres short of the Warrington line. Gus O'Donnell puts a tester up for Penny. Takes it in the field of play. Well, he's taken it over. Well, I don't know what sort of a decision that is, Paul. I don't know whether you can enlighten me, but I thought he took it in the field of play, then took it over, obviously, but actually caught it first.
Oh, well, I think he caught it and landed behind the dead ball line, which is a dropout under the post.
Yes, there we go. So O'Donnell putting pressure on the wire, and as Paul just explained to you there, he took it out after taking it in on the full. The Warrington spectators are not happy with that, but well, we're all right out. We've got the ball back, another 5 or 6 tackles, and Saints moving it left, Beavers. 10 metres short, Saints on the attack, moving it right. Cooper along to John Neal, drives in, back to Cooper. Oh, excellent play. Tommy Martin links up, superb play by the Saints, but excellent cover defence by Warrington. Now it's again O'Donnell, out to Joint. Joint driving for the line, only a couple of metres short. The Warrington defence will be tested here. Long ball, Cooper out to George Mann. Well, misses George Mann. Mike Riley has it. Saints losing about 20 metres there, and it's the last tackle. Tommy Martin goes for a drop goal, a left-footed drop goal, and that's points on the board. Good play there, Paul, in the end, but it looks as though Saints obviously forced back, lost about 20 metres on the last tackle, played it in field, and at one point at least we come away with something.
Yeah, it was good play from Tommy. You could see that half the Saints team had not got back after losing that 20 yards, and a drop goal there just as a world of good, because we've got a point after all the pressure we've put on them.
Yes, and the ball back, Paul, as well. So good pressure there. John Davis to restart, a lofted ball. And as Paul said, a tremendous amount of pressure. Oh, good thinking from Shane Cooper. Took the ball, fed it inside, and David Lyon comes away with it. Always looking to play well against his former club. But these Saints look hungry this afternoon, and Bernard Dwyer full of running. Gus O'Donnell brings it blindside. John Neal running hard and strong. Had a problem with a head injury last week. And now Saints bringing it again, bringing it out wide. Adam Fogarty driving forward. Solid tackling by Warrington. They certainly look hungry this afternoon, Paul, the Saints.
Yeah, they started very well, and hopefully we can keep this up for 80 minutes.
So excellent kick there through. Williamson, the left wing for Warrington, takes it well. George Mann tidies him up, clatters him to the floor just outside the Warrington 20-metre line. Roland Phillips now trying to get through, but Cooper all over him like a rash. Brings him down. Shelford. Out to Mike Gregory, I think it is there. Yes. Mike Gregory, nice to see him back in the fold. 12 months out. Hell of a knee injury he had. Now, Shelford out to John Davis. We saw him last week in front of the Sky cameras against Leeds, and Warrington there, they gave away a 19 points to 6 lead. They got beat in the end, 21 points to 19. Just faded away at the end. It's the last tackle of the sequence. As the wire kick it through, will it find touch? No. David Lyon has it, and David Lyon punts it right back to put the wire on the defence. Lee Penny back on his own, plays it now. Now Saints move up quickly. Good tackle by Cooper. Warrington now will play the ball quickly. The Saints will have to press up. Hold Warrington. Excellent tackling there. Superb tackling. Fogarty in on the man. Now it's Roland Phillips coming crossfield. Running strong. He's had to wait for his chance. He's had a season more or less in the reserve team. Limited first team appearances. Tommy Martin down injured on the far side. Warrington in possession. Greg Mackey, gets the half break there, feeds the ball inside to Shelford. The Saints down to 12 men with Tommy Martin injured. Greg Mackey again gets the ball away to Gregory on the far side. Out to Mark Foster on the right wing. He comes in field. He's a good drive from Foster. Oh, excellent rugby by Warrington. The last tackle of the sequence. Warrington will run it. Saints caught short on the left here. Oh, well finished off. Well, was it thrown away from the floor? That should be a penalty if he's thrown it away from the floor. The referee said it's the turnover. But the Warrington man throwing it away there, Paul, do you think that should have been a penalty or just a turnover?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was, after all, it was superb defence from Saints. When they're down to 12 man with Tommy Martin getting a bit of treatment. And they covered well then. And I think it was a wasted chance, really, from Warrington.
Yes, it should have been. They had a line up on the left and couldn't finish, as you say. Excellent defence by the Saints, but it's certainly a seesaw game. End-to-end stuff. Saints have been awarded a penalty. Cullen penalised there for an infringement. I think that's the first penalty of the game, Paul. Going Saints' way, and we've had nearly 9 minutes of play. But certainly an exciting game, good prospects, and we'll just have to see how the Saints progress, won't we?
Yeah, everything's there for a good game. It's going to be hard, and like I said before, I think it's going to be tight down the middle.
So John Neal taking the ball up. Excellent forward, John Neal. On to Adam Fogarty. First time in the starting lineup. Looking forward to his full 80 minutes. And let's see if he can pummel into this Warrington defence. George Mann breaks the cover defence. Still driving forward his man. It takes 3 Warrington players to bring him down. The ball's come loose. The referee's going to rule a knock on, I think. So the ball released by George. Shane Cooper quickly in, I think it was, that picked that ball up. But a knock on. But a good drive there by the Saints, looking exceptionally sharp. Mackey feeds it. Warrington have possession. Well, Warrington losing possession. Good tackle there by Captain Shane Cooper. Looks very sharp this afternoon, Paul, and that's good tackling and obviously an unforced error on the first tackle for Warrington.
Well, Shane's a good player. He always tackles above his weight. He's only slight, but he still gets in there and knocks him down.
So feed for the Saints now. Gus O'Donnell. Well, looking to feed it. Referee Connolly. He's in the middle now. They should have pushed them, Paul, shouldn't they? Had him in the middle, had him where they wanted him. But got these props out. Roland Phillips and John Neal just having a word with them. Saints are looking to make a substitution. Ian Pickervan's coming on for Tommy Martin. That's going to be a blow for the Saints, with Martin looking very sharp. Saints have possession. Martin takes it. In the 20-metre area now. Another 5 tackles for the Saints to make it count. Cooper, short ball onto Joint. Diagonal run for the corner. Good drive from Joint. Excellent competitor. But Saints take it blindside again. Fogarty, but he's well taken. Good cover defence by the wire there. Bernard Dwyer at dummy half. Out to O'Donnell along the line. Beavers moving in. Straightens up, gets the ball away to Dwyer. Saints are backing up, but excellent defence by the wire. George Mann straightens it up. Pushes the first line off onto Beavers. Saints spread it. Fogarty, Cooper, but he has to hold it. Good defence again. The last one of the sequence. Will the Saints have a go for another drop goal? No, Bernard Dwyer takes it blindside, chips it over. Tony Sullivan went for the corner, but good defence there from Mark Forster. And the substitution still being waited to be executed. Frankie Barra out there with the number 6 board. Ian Pickervan's ready to come on. Dwyer, bring it left. Thursfield at acting halfback. Obviously he's in with the Dwayne Mann going back to New Zealand. Well, the ball been touched by a Saints player, so referee Connolly says, but I thought that had been knocked forward. But that's knocked forward, isn't it? Saints have possession now. Knock on, the first knock on will count. The Saints make the substitution. They bring Ian Pickervan on for Tommy Martin after just 12 minutes play. That's a big blow for the Saints, Paul, with Martin coming off. Obviously he'd taken over the goal kicking from yourself and he looked very sharp in attack, but he's got a knock there and he'll be sorely missed.
Well, he had an excellent game last week, and you know, it's just what we didn't need. Somebody, you know, who can make breaks and put people in gaps, and there's one of the main players going off now.
Yes, that's it, but you've just got to get on with this, these things, haven't you? The Saints moving it about, looking very hungry. And Ian Pickavance in. The first touch of the ball onto John Neal. In the press today it says that they've actually signed Ian Pickavance fully. Well, I think they'd already signed him before they said he was on a loan period, but Saints spreading it out now onto Les Quirk. Warrington effect the tackle. David Lyon moves up at the acting half-back. Saints throwing everything at this Warrington defence. George Mann pushes two off, releases it to O'Donnell. Saints spread it, joint straightens up. Back past to Fogarty. Saints backing up, but a very tight Warrington defence, and they're doing the job, aren't they? Just 1-0 is the score. Back to O'Donnell. It looks as though he was going to go for drop goal. O'Donnell puts a tester up again for Lee Penny. O'Donnell follows it up. Oh, and takes the man. Unlucky there not to force him over the in goal, the try line. Superb pressure by the Saints. Lee Penny coming away. Saints defence holds firm. Les Quirk and John Neal moving in. Two Cumbrians there. Now with John Davis. Ducks in the tackle, but he's forced back 5 metres. Superb defence by the Saints. They're definitely psyched up for this afternoon's clash. But ironic cheers there as Warrington get their first penalty, with the Saints being penalised. Well, I've seen Saints being penalised for offside. And a relief for Warrington there, Paul, but excellent pressure by the Saints. They're playing like men possessed, aren't they? I bet McLennan's read the riot act this week.
I don't think he does that, but you know, this is what it's all about, just keeping them in their own half and keeping the pressure on, and they're doing that very well. But I don't think Michael will be too happy about the play of the ball situation then, because we've been rehearsing that at training for 2 weeks now, and you know, I don't think he'll be, like I said before, really happy.
Yes, well, obviously the coach does his job. He tells the players what he wants them to do. It all depends how it goes on the field, and it all depends how the opposition closes them down, as they can get these moves together. But good spreading by Warrington. Cullen linked up there, and Cullen has the ball back again. Good interpassing between Davis there, but good yardage for Warrington. Lee Penny bringing it up. 40 odd metres Warrington have gained upfield there. Mike Gregory attacked in half back onto Mackey, takes it to crossfield. Shelford then onto Alan Bateman with Forster on his outside. The Saints defence tested this time, but it's the last tackle of the sequence. Long ball there, Mackey, he'll chip it, he puts a tester up. Will it go dead? No, it's all on that surely. It's going to be a try for Warrington, yes. Sanderson in with a try. Gary Sanderson comes up with a try. A tester there by Mackie Paul. Unfortunately, Saints couldn't take it cleanly, and Warrington were up in numbers, and Sanderson picked it up and put the first try on the board.
That's right, it's a big blow to the lads. Obviously there was no shout for the ball, and everybody just stood there waiting till it bounced, and Gary Sanderson got a fortunate try.
Yes, so Saints go behind 4 points to 1 with this Jonathan Davis conversion to come. But the good yardage there, good interpassing by Cullen and Davis. Penny as well involved in that action, breaking from in their own half, putting pressure on the Saints. It came to Mackey, and Shelford and Mackey are a formidable duo at half-back, Paul, and they'll have to be watched, won't they?
That's right. I think, you know, Mackey is getting the ball out wide to the back, so running from deep, and like I said before, we've just got to keep closing them down, and you know, if we keep the pressure up like we are, you know, they get a try straight away, you know, there'll be nothing in it.
Davis converts. Six points to 1, the score in the Wire favour, especially after Saints putting so much pressure on in the early minutes. So your cameraman for today, Stuart, he's obviously pleased, being a Warrington spectator, that Warrington have gone in the lead by 6 points to 1. But we'll soon wipe that smile off his face as O'Donnell kicks it deep, and it's too deep, isn't it? So the ball will be brought back. It's a penalty from the centre spot to Warrington. Jonathan Davis, he's going to go for touch. He's indicated there. He's going to go on the club side, the snookers side. Saints with 5 players injured, including Paul, that's with me today. He's hoping to be fit possibly for next week, if not for Castleford. A sprung shoulder, dislocated shoulder. But Warrington have possession. Roland Phillips running hard. Now the Saints' character will have to be tested, and the defensive skills will have to be put into place. Cullen bringing it crossfield onto Davis. He's forced back. Mann and Fogarty come in there, forced the man down. Excellent competitor Davis. But it's Warrington pressing again. Gary Sanderson, local lad, St Helens lad, comes from Tatooeth. The scorer of the try, but it's Warrington again. Mackey turns it round. It's picked up by Bernard Dwyer. Oh, he's looking there, but Warrington could have easily split the Saints defence again. Bernard Dwyer read it well. The loose ball, he picked it up. Saints back in possession. O'Donnell out to Chris Joint. Cullen, Sanderson and Jackson in at the tackle. Solid tackling, always been renowned for ferocious and solid tackling of the Warrington outfit. Formidable side on their own middin. Saints spreading it, overlap for the Saints on the left. Beavers into space, looking for support. He's got Lyon with him. Sullivan there inside. Oh, a superb try by the Saints. Finished off by Sullivan and picked the bones out of that. Superb try there, Paul. Finished by Tony Sullivan. Excellent work. Quick transference of the ball over to left where the overlap was. Superb break by Beavers, and then slipped out with Lyon backing up, and Sullivan finished it off.
Well, once St Cooper got that ball, I knew where it was going. The gap was there. Phil Beavers went for the gap. Shane found him straight through the gap, give it to David Lyons. They did the right thing and bringing Sully inside, and there was no stopping him from there.
Oh, excellent try. We're talking about, what, 50, 60 metres there in full. I could say breaking up, but what a superb try. Now Tommy Martin on the touchline, whether he's looking to come back on, whether that was a blood bin substitution. But Warrington do have a blood bin substitution now with Bob Jackson. Well, he must have had the treatment, obviously. David Lyon. So David Lyon going for kicking the goal, looking to add the conversion to the Sullivan try. Put the Saints in the lead by 1 point if he's successful. As the rain teams down here at Wilderspool. Saints take the lead now. Yes, well, obviously it was only a blood bin substitution. I hadn't noticed that. But Warrington making a blood bin substitution as well, with Craig Teitzel going on to replace Bob Jackson. So they've 15 minutes now to tidy Jackson up before he comes back on. But I didn't know that one for Martin was a blood bin. I thought it was a full substitution. Maybe, I don't know whether it was a blood bin, Paul, or he's just put him back on, hasn't he?
Well, I didn't see the sign when he went off, so I thought he'd just gone off with the match, but obviously it must have been a blood bin.
So Saints have ball possession. Well, Warrington there come in on the tackle on Mike Riley, holding down in the tackle is the indication, and Saints have been awarded the penalty. Good yardage. I think it was David Lyon that kicked that into touch. The referee Connolly there is just explaining to Bernard Dwyer what he wants. Bernard's just concerned about Warrington being the 10 metres back. Adam Fogarty first man in, and no doubt this ball it will be very difficult to control with the rain pouring down. Saints playing with the backs to the rain. Let's hope they can amass further points during this first half. And George Mann breaks through again, pushes 3 off, drives in again. Looking very sharp, Paul, George Mann. He's looked sharp in the opening, opening 2 and obviously this one.
Yeah, he had a bit of stick in the papers from in the local papers, and he took it to heart really, and I think he's out to prove a point today.
Yes, well, I don't know why, because I thought he'd been my man of the match for the opening 2 games. But you always get the knockers, and especially if Martin going for the drop goal again, just come back on, but nothing there. You always get the knockers, and when the team's not doing well, obviously, all the Saints, the lads, they shouldn't let their heads drop. They've got to try and, obviously, as we said, keep the chins up, but you always get the people that are moaning about the team, no matter what. They pick people out that they're not quite keen on, and instead of getting behind the lads, they seem to give them a bit of a slating, as Paul said. But the players have not got to take it to heart. They've got to get on with the job. It's not always hard to do. It's always there at the back of your mind. But Roland Phillips for Warrington driving it through. Saints in the lead by 7 points to 6. With 23 minutes of the game gone. An exciting game, seesaw game, with Warrington putting the first try on the board after Saints had opened with a drop goal. And as Paul said, if the Saints can come and get back in and get another try, get it on the board, it's all part of the game. They've done that, and let's see if they can withstand this Warrington pressure once again. Last tackle of this sequence. The ball will go back to John Davis. It does. Tactical kicking. But Phil Beavers takes it well. Play anywhere, Beavers, Paul. Nice to see him in the side, even though he's just got to fill in wherever at present.
Oh, he's an excellent club man, Phil. He's been a great servant to the Saints, and hopefully, he can do the business for another couple of years.
Yeah, well, there's no reason why he shouldn't. May have just lost a yard of pace, but judging by that move down there, he certainly put him through. But a yard of pace and a few hours as well, Paul, over the season. But Saints are making a substitution now. Tony Sullivan limps off, and Tony Fenlon will come on. So Tony Fenlon, he has had first team rugby before, Paul. Don't think it was last season, maybe the season before, but usually a full back. Whether they leave him on the wing, he looks as though he's gone straight over to the wing, but obviously a further injury there that we can obviously ill afford to have.
That's right. I think Sully's just damaged his hamstring when he went over for that try, because I think when he got up he was limping a bit, so he has a bit of trouble with his hamstrings as well.
So let's hope that Saints can patch him up. Warrington in possession, putting pressure on just outside the Saints 20-metre area. Fogarty onto Sanderson, brings him down more or less centre field. Thursfield onto Mackey, moves it over to the right, drawing the Saints defence in, but Cooper wraps him up. The ball's loose. A knock on indicated Saints will have scrum possession. 7 points to 6 to score. Mike Riley moved out onto the wing. Tony Fenlon in at the right, the centre. He's on the right centre, isn't he? Beavers is on the left centre. Mike Riley gone on the wing. Saints have scrum possession. George Mann straightens it up, drives in. Line side by Bernard Dwyer onto Adam Fogarty. Bernard Dwyer brings John Neal in. Good grafter Neal. Onto Fenlon. Well taken down John Neal. Release the ball. Stands up at the acting half-back position. Now it's onto Gus O'Donnell. Gus chips it. The ball goes upfield. Lee Penny will come over, but the Saints defence 4 in a line. They'll move up quickly. Holds the man down. Quick play the ball now from Warrington, and Saints will move up, looking to press Warrington in their own 20-metre area. Shelford looking for yardage. Good forager is Shelford, but Beavers brings him down. Gary Sanderson. Well, looked a bit worse than it was, actually, I think. Shane Cooper going in. Shane Cooper going to be the offender, but may have just caught Sanderson off guard, but didn't look a lot in that, Paul. But obviously the man will just have a minute, won't he?
Yeah, I think Sandy just did the side step with Shane, and Shane just put his arm out, and there was nothing malicious in it, and it'll be all right.
So Bob Jackson coming back on after being in the blood bin. 12 minutes left of the first half. Still a tightly contested game at 7 points to 6 in the Saints' favour. Warrington getting the penalty and moving down 10 metres short of the halfway line. Gregory running hard and strong. Mackey long to Bob Jackson. Tidied up there, Cooper. And George Mann, I think it is. Roland Phillips, strong running, turns in the tackle, releases the ball to Thursfield, onto Jackson. Oh, good cover by Tommy Martin. Pressing the Warrington attackers, losing them yardage. Sanderson just losing his footing. Well, Warrington penalised, not playing the ball correctly, just throwing it through his legs. Well, it's not very often we get that, Paul, is it really? And I mean, being quite honest, I mean, the ball's only played a couple of times in the space of the 80 minutes, isn't it?
That's right, it's basic errors, and you know, I don't think Brian Johnson will be pleased with that.
But eagle-eyed Mr. Connolly, you know what they're like, these Wiganers, you know, they're very good on the site, aren't they? But it's a penalty to the Saints. Good position. They move it upfield. 30 metres out. John Neal, big raw-boned Cumbrian forward, drives it forward. Excellent competitor. Cooper. Fogarty turns back to Cooper. Man, oh, excellent running by the Saints. Lyon tries to straighten it up. Inside the Warrington 20-metre area. Martin. Oh, loose ball from Martin. Chris Joint tidies it up. He did well there. Both teammates had told him that these two combined well last week for an excellent try from Chris Joint. Let's see if they can get their act together this afternoon as Dwyer penetrates the 20-metre area. Gus O'Donnell and Martin work the loop movement. O'Donnell chips it through. Fenlon following it up. The ball's loose. Well, Saints have been awarded the penalty, I think, for pushing the man off. On the attack, so it certainly is a pulsating game, but an excellent position now, Paul, with 6 tackles to go and inside, 10 metres from the Warrington line.
That's right, I think Shane will go for goal here because Tommy Martin's got a left foot on him, and as he saw last week, he can kick him from anywhere.
And he doesn't have to get some lift on him, Paul, doesn't he? Any chance of you being threatened here?
Probably. I think half at Saints supporters will be wanting him to kick goals from now on.
Yeah, but he certainly gets some boot to ball, does Tommy Martin. An exciting player, and I'm sure the Saints can bring the best out of him. They brought the best out of Chris Joint. Obviously the potential's there, and Martin, but he needs the first team rugby, regular rugby. Oh, and there he is, slots it right between the uprights. Nine points to 6 with that Martin goal. No matter what, Paul, it's always handy to have plenty of goal kickers in the side. Obviously, with Vivers will have a go, David Lyon, Tommy Martin, yourself when you're fit. And, well, it wins games, doesn't it, if you've got plenty of kickers?
That's right. I think you need a consistent kicker all the time, and I've been practising a lot this summer, and hopefully, you know, if I get back in the team, you know, I've not missed one this season, even though they've been under the post.
Well, an unforced error there. Tony Fenlon couldn't take it from the kick-off. Puts pressure on the Saints from being in an attacking position, albeit in their own 20-metre area. They're now forced to defend, as Warrington should be at the scrum. They do. Moving it out quickly. Good loop movement there. Kelly Shelford out to Penny, the full-back. Nearly through. Oh, inches short, Penny. Warrington now, they should bring it midfield, centre field. It is Shelford. Oh, loose ball there. Can the Saints capitalise on it? No, Warrington gather it. George Mann quickly up. Roland Phillips, short ball to Sanderson. Good tackling by the Saints and good driving by Warrington. Just gives them that little bit of space now Thursfield at dummy half. On to Mackey. He'll be looking for the spaces, bringing Shelford on. Can he be held? Oh, I thought he was just turning to release it. Good defence by the Saints. Another 2 tackles now. Gregory, long ball out to Cullen. Gets it away. Oh, back to Gregory. Is he in? No try. The touch judge has indicated to the referee that it wasn't a try, and Saints restart with a quick tap from the centre of the 20 metre. Good pressure there by Warrington, but excellent defence by the Saints, Paul.
Oh, they did really well there, keeping Warrington out, and superb tackle from Quirk and O'Donnell in the corner then.
So it's Saints back on the attack. George Mann looking for support. Bernard Dwyer steps up quickly at the acting halfback, and John Neal on the halfway line. Cullen takes him down. Martin chips it through. Penny forced to take it in his own 10 metre area. Nearly scored at the far end just seconds earlier. For a good drive there. 7 minutes to the interval. Saints in the lead by 9 points to 6. Well, good running, Gregory. Jackson on his outside. Fogarty completed the tackle with Bernard Dwyer. Sanderson brings the ball up. Warrington brings it blindside with Cullen. Put Mackey through the hole. Now it's on to Jackson. Well, the first knock on will be given. With Jackson coming through, he couldn't take it cleanly. It went to Les Quirk. It looks as though he just took a knock there as Les. But Jeanette Smith comes on. Saints will have the feed at the scrum. Gus O'Donnell. And Saints take it in field. George Mann looking for that half gap. Take the defenders on, will George. Looking for a score. Well, Gus O'Donnell went to bring it blindside. Unfortunately, all the players have gone in field. Good ball to Tommy Martin. Just taken off his stride. He looks very sharp today, does Gus O'Donnell. Obviously looking for his place. We've heard that he's been inquiring about his position here at St Helens. But he's exciting. An exciting player is Gus O'Donnell. Always impressed me when he played for Wigan. But now he's over here at Nosey Road and still impressing us. But he wants regular first team rugby as Fogarty takes the ball up. Last tackle of the sequence. Tommy Martin out wide. He's looking as though he's going to go for the drop goal. Martin there again. He pops another one over. Another 1 pointer, Paul. That's the idea. Keep the pressure on the opposition. And judging by what we've seen, Tommy, and he's only played his first time last week, didn't he, against Salford? He's looking very sharp and obviously repaying that transfer fee. That's right. He's proved himself at all under 21 level, and hopefully now he can go for full honours. He's a class player, Tommy, and it's what we need here at the club. Well, he is. He comes from a good pedigree, doesn't he? His dad graced the field here at Wilderspool, Warrington. Tommy Martin for Warrington. Something like yourself when you were dad up at Saints. As you said when we did your testimonial game, he's devastating over 3 yards, your dad. That's about a bit further than me. But anyway, away we go. Bernard Dwyer on to Tony Fenlon. Just have to calm it down, don't let the occasion get to him. Obviously Mike McLennan, Frankie Barra have faith in Fenlon. He's on the bench there. Cooper. Back to Bernard Dwyer. Quick hands by the Saints. That's the idea. Fogarty. On to Joint. Oh, the ball out now. It's loose. Saints have it back. It's touched the Warrington player. That should be 6 tackles again, that. Oh, the referee's not happy with it. He's given a knock forward. The touch judge on the far side has actually indicated that. But I think it should be a scrum with it. Well, it's give a scrum with a Warrington feed. Thought the ball will come off Warrington hands and come back to Saints. But unfortunately not. Mackey feeds, Warrington have scrum possession. Shelford has it now. John Davis, he'll have to be taken. We know he's got devastating pace. Less than 3 minutes to the interval. Saints in the lead by 10 points to 9. Now it's Penny at full-back. Well, the ball knocked out of his hands. Warrington kick it forward. The ball's still loose and Warrington come up with it. Good play there by John Davis. Cullen attacked in half-back. Another 6 tackles for the wire. Inside ball to Roland Phillips from Mackey. Cullen. Well, Warrington spreading it about. There's a little bit of jiggery-pokery in the centre field with Mike Gregory and Gus O'Donnell. 2 pie eaters having a clash there. Now it's Gary Sanderson. Thursfield attacked in half-back. Warrington on the attack. Just trailing by 4 points. Roland Phillips went through a big gap. It was quickly closed down. Shelford, long ball out to Gregory. Short ball there again. But good cover defence by the Saints. Excellent defence. Let's hope they can hold out for this last tackle. Shelford chips it through. Well, Shelford has the try. Excellent try there by Kelly Shelford. On the last tackle, just as I was saying, let's hope the Saints defence could hold out. Shelford chipped it through. It looked as though Cooper and Lyon had it covered, Paul, but obviously they didn't. Shelford followed up. Maybe an awkward bounce, and he touched down. It puts Wire back on level terms, and they should go ahead with this kick, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we didn't need. Right at the stroke of half-time, a little kick through. The bounce beat Lyon and Cooper, and there was unfortunate there. Skiddy pitch, and Shelford was the first to the ball.
Yes, so Davis looking for this conversion. Saints obviously without Alan Hunt, the second match of his 4-match suspension. Sonny Nicol completing the second match of his 2-match suspension today. We're also out injured. We've got Paul Loughlin that's with me, John Griffiths, Kevin Ward, John Harrison, Tia Rapati, Tony Sullivan now. Let's hope he's not on the that list of injuries as Davis converts it. Puts Warrington in the lead by 12 points to 10. Same as Paul said, just when we didn't want to give a try away. So there's the 2 players being spoken to. There's the half-time hooter goes. So right on the death there. 40 minutes, no stoppage time. Warrington take the lead. Shelford to go over for the try. Davis converts it. 12 points to 10, the half-time score. Join us shortly for the second half. To the second half of this Stones Bitter League clash here at Wilderspool, Warrington. Saints trailing at half-time by 12 points to 10. As you can hear from the Partisan homesters, Warrington now just coming out onto the park. Saints conceding a try to Shelford right on the death there. And as Paul was saying before, I'm sure Mike McLennan will have a lot to say about that. As for the other errors, obviously he puts his team plans out and his diagrams and what have you, and theoretically we want a mistake-free game. But it doesn't work that way, does it, Paul?
No, I mean, you can do all the practice, but you won't. But on the match day, you know, you're bound to make some error, and you know, you can all just work on it at training the week after.
So Warrington getting ready to restart the second half. 12 points to 10 in the lead, and if the first half's anything to go by, it's going to be an exciting match. You couldn't put money on it as to the eventual winners, but Jonathan Davis there, centre field, just looking for the ball. There we go. Saints struggled last Sunday against Salford, but came through by 22 points to 14. We were just chatting at half-time with Paul and just saying that Paul Forbury had an exciting game, I thought. Another forward there that maybe still should be at the Saints. Who knows? We don't know the ins and outs. But he went for glory with about a 5-man overlap, and unfortunately Salford paid the penalty. Well, right from the kick-off there, it certainly looked as though the ball had come off Shane Cooper's legs, Paul, but Mr. Connolly quickly in and reckons it was a knock-on.
And I don't think he come off his hand, and Shane knows what he's doing. I think it was both knees. It was just a mistake from the ref.
So Warrington have possession. Well, as Warrington move over. That's what they call a shepherd. That there's no danger as they bring the Saints defenders out. But Lee Penny linking up from the full-back position, putting pressure on the Saints. Phil Beavers and Chris Joint do the tackling. Roland Phillips taken by Joint. Well clattered there by John Neal round the top. You've got to get 2 and 3 in at the tackle. There's no danger. Get the man round the legs and clamp him from letting the ball go round the top. Warrington now on the attack. Cullen, he's brought on by half-back Greg Mackey. He's always buzzing around Mackey. He's there again looking for the drop goal, but it's gone to the left. Obviously Warrington looking to extend their lead. Just a 2-point lead at present. But as Paul said before, from a referee's error right from the kick-off, put Warrington in the driving seat. But now Saints have possession. The rain still driving into the Saints' faces in this second half. They'll have to buckle down, try to keep it virtually error-free, as Paul said, and hopefully get points on the board. But obviously we've got to get down in the Warrington 20-metre area to have a chance of that. Along the line, Gus O'Donnell gives the dummy, straightens up, tries to duck under the tackle. Saints spectators seem to think it was a little high, didn't look all that bad from here. But George Mann drives well. Having an excellent game this afternoon, George Mann. Last tackle of this sequence. Tommy Martin goes for touch, yes, good touch finder. Scrum down will be formed 10 metres from the Warrington line, 10 metres in. It's going to be a Warrington feed. Tactical kick on the last tackle. Saints as they were in the first half, team-wise anyway, trailing by 12 points to 10. Mackey to feed. Saints moving up too quickly there. Referee Connolly spots them. Obviously the ball held there in the back of the scrum, Paul. Saints moving up too quickly. The referee spotted it and penalised again.
Yeah, it's another basic error. I mean, that's what Mike McClellan says. If you keep the errors down, keep your penalties down, we'll not lose. But unfortunately, we started off with 2 errors.
And from the resulting kick, with the strong breeze, it kept infield and then took a fortunate bounce and went into touch. So Warrington restart, about 18 metres from the Saints line. Roland Phillips, well, he's lost possession. Warrington covered it up quickly, the ball's gone back. Quickly covered up, but Warrington on the attack. Sanderson. Saints can't afford to let Warrington score. The defence is going to be tested again with Mackey. Out to Davis, gives the dummy. Tommy Martin, Shane Cooper quickly in. Now with Thursfield, looking for space. Usually live wire runners, these hookers. Cullen at dummy half. Now with Mackey, changes the point of direction. The ball's been knocked forward. Well, the referee was allowing play to go on, but it certainly looked as though Shane Cooper, I think it was Shane that had knocked it down. Good tactics by the Saints there, putting pressure on Warrington. But somebody's being spoken to there. Obviously all in the excitement of the game. Warrington win the scrum. John Davis has the ball. Gary Sanderson, he straightens up. Good pressure here by Warrington on the Saints. The defence is going to be tested. Roland Phillips out to Mike Gregory. Gregory there plays it. Warrington move it infield. Mackey along to Shelford. Exciting pair of half-backs, these two. On to Davis. Have to be forced back. Good tackling there. Davis plays it to himself. Saints weren't lined up correctly. The referee lets it go. Well, he wasn't being marked. Saints weren't level at the play of the ball. Warrington on the last tackle of this sequence. Roland Phillips. It's going to be the turnover. Good play there, Paul. Saints weather the storm.
That's it, they're tackling very well, Saints. They're keeping the line coming up together. And hopefully if we can do this for the next 30 minutes, you know, we've got a good chance of in this game.
Yeah, still nothing in it. Only 12 points to 10 the score in Warrington's favour. The Saints in possession. 2 errors in the early minutes. But they weather the storm. Fogarty, well, losing the ball coming through. Must be very slippy, but same for both sides, isn't it? Roland Phillips gets his player away. The ball's come out of the tackle and gone into touch. Well, Saints have been penalised. Reaping at the play of the ball is the indication. Well, I very much doubt that, Paul, but considering the conditions, as I said, the ball must be like a bar of soap. The player's going hard, and if it just squirts out, and the referee surely he's got to take this into consideration.
That's right, there was no way George Mann was reaping that ball out, because his arms around the player's back. I don't know where the linesman got it from.
No, that's it. You as well do it treble chance, aren't you? Any 8 from 10 and they'll come up with a decision, wouldn't they? But anyway, it's a penalty to Warrington. They're going to go for goal. They're going to try and open the scoring in this second half. Last season, Saints doing the double over the wire at Nosey Road. Just come through by 12 points to 4 here at Wilderspool. 32-17 was the score. And that was an exciting game last season here, with Warrington taking the lead, a seesaw game as well, and then but Saints' superior strength told in the end. It was John Davis, about 5 metres in, just outside the 20-metre line. Warrington in the lead by 12 points to 10. Good kick from Davis. Well, yes, the partisan crowd like that. Davis converts it. Warrington take the lead by 14, well, increase the lead by 14 points to 10. Now the Saints faithful get behind the team. As you can see, all the Saints ensconced at that left-hand end. As I said before, the game is being televised in the evening by Sky. And that's why we're in the main stand, the Brian Bevan stand here at Warrington. I've got Paul Loughlin with me, giving his special comments. Well, they say special comments on Sky, so why shouldn't we have special comments on your Saints video? But Warrington have possession. Thursfield, I think it is, scampering away. Saints have got Warrington down this end, and they'll have to keep them down the end. But Warrington have the wind behind them. Oh, good tackle there by Fogarty on Sanderson. Moved in quickly. Big lad, this Fogarty. Only an extended run in the first team. Well, Cullen lost the ball. George Mann picks it up. The referee says it's all right. The tackle count obviously waved clean. Now let's see what the Saints can do. Fogarty now, he'll have to stick it up his jersey, drive it into the 20-metre area. Saints trailing by 4 points, 14-10 the score. Gus O'Donnell, loop movement there with Tommy Martin, but well read by Kelly Shelford. Superb tackle by Shelford, puts the man down. Chris Joint gets it away now. Anthony Fenlon. Just have to keep tight hold there. Beavers attacked in half-back. Cooper will be no doubt weaving his magic. It's on to George Mann. Tremendous upper body strength off Mann. He drives in. Dwyer. Good ball there to Cooper. Well, I'm saying a good ball. The ball's gone loose. I think that was Mackie there. Just moved in on Shane Cooper just at the right time, Paul, as he was going to distribute it out to the right. But a good tackle by Mackie, and that was the ferocity of the tackle that lost the ball there.
Yeah, I think we're lying a bit too flat, and we should get a bit deeper and running onto the ball a bit more.
But Warrington win possession from the scrum. Taking the scrums 4-0 in this second half. With nearly 9 minutes of play. Just 2 points to the half-time score. It's now 14-10 for Warrington. Tommy Martin round the top. Adam Fogarty round the legs. Is it no Bernard Dwyer, I beg your pardon, round the legs. And now Roland Phillips. Well stopped there. That was Fogarty this time, along with George Mann. Thursfield back to Davis, using the wind and putting pressure on the Saints. Favourable bounce goes inside to David Lyon as the Warrington cover defence comes in. And the Warrington faithful there give the old boos as David Lyon, ex-favourite here at Wilderspool. But Saints moving it forward. But with that tactical kicking by Warrington forcing the Saints back. Well, John Neal can't take it this time. He's disgusted with himself. But Warrington with their overlap on the left, if they can, no, they couldn't use it. Superb tackling by George Mann. Warrington in possession on the Saints 20-metre line. Saints forced to defend. Now with Jackson back inside to Phillips. Both these Warrington props looking very mobile and useful. The Wire looking for the attack. Now with Gregory. He's held down short. Thursfield onto Kelly Shelford, inside there to Bateman. Bateman breaks out to the first line of defence. I thought he got the ball away. So did the Saints, and they tackled Jackson. It's the last tackle of this sequence. Mackey chips it through to try for Warrington. No, I don't think the referee's give it, has he? Does he give the try, Paul? I just couldn't see.
No, he dropped the ball. It was a clear run to the line, and he knocked all over the line.
Well, Shelford, not Shelford, I beg your pardon. It was Mackey that chipped it through. And as Paul said there, it was just in the back of the stand, and they all stood up. Whether you could see it from your camera view, but we just couldn't see it here. Chipped through, caught the Saints flat-footed. Must have been a golden chance, and Warrington put it down. But running repairs there, Bernard Dwyer. Receiving repairs from Saints assistant physio Ronnie Wright. Also David Lyon receiving a little bit of treatment. Saints have the feed. Gus O'Donnell comes away with the first scrum of the second half in the Saints' favour. Just over 11 minutes gone. 14-10 the score. Warrington defending well. Saints finding it hard to break this tight Warrington defence as Bernard Dwyer makes good yardage. As I said earlier, they had a 19 points to 6 lead last week. John Neal gets the ball away now to Tommy Martin. He flicks it up to David Lyon. Saints trying to throw it about. The ball looks as though it's been lost, and Warrington come up with possession. Kelly Shelford has it. Roland Phillips breaks the first line of defence. Obviously the rain making it very hard for handling, Paul, and it could still go either way.
That's right. I don't think it's helping with the wetness on the ball. I mean, but we should be just control the ball in our own half, pump it down like we was doing it in the first half, and keep the pressure on that in their half.
Yes, always difficult with the wind against you, but that's obviously the idea. Good break by the Wire, moving up well, linking up well, but very tight Saints defence. And most of the modern game based on defence. Last tackle of the sequence, back to Davies for the drop goal. Yes, they like that one. John Davies pops the 1-pointer over, extends the Warrington lead to 15 points to 10. So Ellis coming on for Mackey. So Mackey going off, Paul, and equally as good the replacement, Kevin Ellis. Mackey the Australian, Ellis the Welshman. Let's see if they can, Ellis can combine with Shelford. There's no reason why he shouldn't do, is there?
No, it just shows the strength in depth here at Warrington when they got an international on the subs bench in Kevin Ellis. He's another top class player.
So Ellis on, Mackey off. Saints forced to kick off yet again, trailing by 15 points to 10. Shelford gathers it safely onto Paul Cullen, commercial manager here at Warrington, and he certainly gives his all, does Cullen. As I often say in broadcast before, not known for his finesse in the tackle, Cullen, but he's been very quiet this afternoon. Roland Phillips. But Saints have the Wire in their own 20-metre area. No doubt the Wire will play 4 or 5 tackles and then punt it deeply upfield. But they're still running hard. Thursfield attacked in half-back. Here comes the kick. Davis peppers it upfield. David Lyon takes it comfortably. Brings it over to the blind side, drives it, looks for the half gap. Tries to bring Riley infield, showing the ball to Jackson. Mike Riley, limited touches, but out on the wing with the injury to Tony Sullivan. Tommy Martin, George Mann, along to Gus O'Donnell. Gus O'Donnell brings the quirk infield, but he's quickly wrapped up. Obviously well read by the Warrington defence. John Neal on the run. Good tackling there. Takes a lot of force to bring the man down, the running at pace. John Neal was there as George Mann gets it away. Fogarty has it. The ball came out at the back and Warrington have possession. So a half littered with errors. Roland Phillips brings it away. Pushes Joint off, but Joint comes back in for another bite of the cherry. Ian Pickerman's warming up for the Saints. Forster tries to break away and does break away for the acting half-back position. Thursfield at dummy half. Warrington on the attack. Sanderson running hard. Well, Shane Cooper, I think, is going to be brought out. It's Shane Cooper that's going to be spoken to. It looked a little high, but it looked as though it was falling down in the tackle there, Paul.
That's right, but we're still making too many mistakes in our own half, and that. I mean, it's easy. Well, not an easy goal, but it's going to be a goal attempt for Davis.
So it's Davis with what you would consider an easy conversion attempt from that penalty. But obviously with all the injuries, early injuries, Paul, and the suspensions, it's very hard to... obviously you play better with a settled team, don't you? But with these injuries, it must be really hard for the team to gel.
That's right. It doesn't tell, with a lot of injuries, suspensions, to get a team pattern the play together. And it's not helping Mike, drafting players in from the Alliance team. And, I mean, we do the same moves, but it's just not... You just got to know each other's players, and it's hard to follow it, new players coming in.
Yeah, that's true. But we haven't done so bad this afternoon. As Paul said, we've had a lot of basic unforced errors. But Davis now looking to add an extra 2, which would put a 7-point cushion for the Wire. Yes. 17 minutes of the second half gone. Davis with a penalty goal gives Warrington that 7-point cushion. That means that Saints have got to score twice. And Roland Phillips being substituted by Craig Teitzel. Well, it didn't look as though he picked up a knock there as Phillips, and he's been very impressive in the first half, Paul.
Yeah, he's a big man, he's hard to tackle. There'll be a knock on that, but a drop out into the post.
Yeah, Paul Cullen knocked it on in the in-goal area. Clearly that's an unforced error from the Wire. Let's hope the Saints can capitalise on it. Warrington are going to have to drop out with the breeze from between the sticks. And Paul Cullen receiving a little bit of friendly banter from the Saints public, Paul?
I think that's aimed at the referee, I think, Ron.
Yes, maybe so. A sarcastic jibe as David Lyon gathers the ball from the kick-off. And Saints now have got to build up and hopefully get points on the board. Trying a goal to bring them back within a sniff of this match this afternoon. Trailing by 17 points to 10. Bernard Dwyer running hard from dummy half. Cooper and O'Donnell. O'Donnell losing his footing. The ball's loose. Joint picks it up. So Craig Teitzel there coming in with a big hit on Gus O'Donnell after he'd slid through the tacklers. Scrum down, Warrington feed. Ellis feeds it. Forster comes infield. Acting half-back there is Alan Bateman. Now Thursfield moving up. Warrington in possession. Craig Teitzel, this big Illawarra stealer. But, well, he didn't like that, did he? And big John Neal coming in there and hitting him. He hit him in the first half, Paul, didn't he? And he didn't like that, but John Neal moves in again. And I wouldn't like to be on the end of a John Neal tackle, would you?
Not really. I mean, it's 18 stone bloke, and they give me old Cumbrian smack there, and not be getting up from that for 5 minutes.
No, that's true. Just come on, and I bet John Neal whispered in his ear. He said, "Don't come through here again, Sonny, eh?"
I don't think he'll be planning to. I don't think.
So Teitzel only on for a couple of minutes, and as Paul said, the old Cumbrian welcome. And he's a big lad, John Neal. We could have easily lost him, and he was speculation of him going to Wakefield, Paul, if Saints had signed Andy Dannett. I don't know if that's still on the smoulder, but you can't afford to lose players of Neil's calibre, can you?
Not really. I'd have John Neal in my line-up anyway. I mean, he's hard, he takes the ball up all day, and the tackling like that, I mean, you can't go wrong with a prop like that.
Obviously certain players get... obviously certain players get disillusioned about not being able to command a first team place, but Neil is stuck by it. Well, Teitzel there, isn't it marvellous, eh? Pronounced dead, and the next minute they bring the stretcher on and he shoots up. Must have Duracell in there, Paul. But anyway, I think he... did they have equity in Australia?
I don't know, but I think that tackle has got the Saints lads geared up, you know, to get stuck in now, because if we get stuck into Warrington like that, we've got a good chance of getting back into the game.
Yes, we need an early score. As David Lyon lets the ball go in, obviously difficult to try and field it with it angling towards the touch, and if you do make a mistake, touch the ball, it puts Warrington on the attack, because it would be the head and ball. But now it's Saints' feed. Gus O'Donnell will feed this scrum. But excellent tactical kicking by Warrington, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Well, the referee said that he knocked on. Obviously playing to the crowd, or the touch judge on the far side. But Ellis will feed the scrum now for Warrington. It puts Warrington on the attack now, just where Saints should be, and the defence will have to hold tight. I do agree, Paul, that these three officials should work in harmony, but some of the decisions leave a lot to be desired, don't they?
Well, that's right. We're just putting pressure on ourselves here, losing the ball like that, and it's just put Warrington back on, you know, put Saints back on the rack again.
Yeah, and if they score again here, Paul, well, we could be really in difficulty, couldn't we? There's a 7-point margin, but we can ill afford another Warrington score. Sanderson for Warrington. Centre field, 15 metres out. Thursfield puts the ball back. Well, Warrington are going to be penalised here. Yes, well, I think there must have been a seminar for these referees, but obviously he's, who was it on the telly last week? Was it Holsworth, Paul, the other night, that's picked this out, that the defending side's got to be 10 metres back, the attacking side has got to be 5 metres back, and that's what he's pulled Teitzel up for there.
Stupid decision, really.
Well, they come up with this, they certainly come up with them, don't they? Good play by Vivers, flicking the ball up to O'Donnell. But very tight Warrington defence, swarming all over the Saints. Putting pressure on the Saints, trying to put them into errors, or trying to force them into errors. George Mann through the first line of defence, held down there by Jackson. As Saints move it out left, Chris Joint straightens up, but he can't get through. Certainly two fired up teams, but it's Warrington that have the lead. Shane Cooper tries to give the dummy, but there's always 3 men at least heading the tackle for Warrington. Tommy Martin gets it away, awkward ball, but it's touched forward by Williamson, but he's well taken. Oh, good tackling on the far side. Excellent tackling by Les Quirk. Williamson fielded it to Paul, but that'll do Les Quirk's confidence no harm, will it?
Yeah, he's not had much ball this afternoon, but you know he's had a tremendous game of defence, and you know, like Les, he's very strong. He's a 15 stoner. He's got pace, and you know, I'd have him, like I said, have him in my team at side of me all the time.
That's true. I'll second that. And now it puts pressure on Warrington, provided referee Connolly says Saints don't knock on at the base of the scrum. But obviously that must be all right. Saints have come up with possession. They've got to move it quickly. Get their act together, get the moves together. But good tackling by Gregory on Joint. Bernard Dwyer has ever attacked in half-back. Cooper looks for the half gap, but well wrapped up again. Bob Jackson and Mike Gregory together. John Neal runs straight. 15 metres now from the Warrington line. Warrington to urge to get back on side. Gus O'Donnell saw the gap, drove for it. Teitzel wraps him up. Jackson round the legs. Last tackle of the sequence. Let's see if Saints can do it. Tommy Martin. The ball's loose. Well, knock forward, knock on both ways. Tommy Martin tried to chip it through. Looks as though it's going to be a feed. Well, it's going to be a feed Saints way. Well, that surprised me. I thought he'd give us Tommy Martin a knocked on, but obviously Warrington fielding it. Must have knocked on first. A good attacking position now, Paul.
Yeah, we're going to make the most of these chances because we're not getting in there half too many times.
Cooper from the base of the scrum. But Warrington pinned this time for offside. Well, I do believe that's the Saints' first penalty in this second half. And we've had 25 minutes. I think Shane Cooper will go for goal, or ask Tommy Martin to go for goal, which will reduce the down. Oh, he's not. We're going to play it. Cooper onto O'Donnell. Well, he did well to hold that ball, did O'Donnell. Jackson was coming in at full pace as Cooper brought O'Donnell on. Adam Fogarty. 5 metres from the line. Dwyer attacked in half-back. Dwyer gives the dummy, goes for the line again. Oh, just held out short. George Mann now, well, Warrington all encroaching there. To pity Cooper, just when he gets the ball away to Lyon. Saints spread it out to Mike Riley. Let's see what this lad can do. He takes him on, he takes a high tackle as he goes in. But if Cooper just could have beat the offside trap, Saints would have been in. Well, all breaking on the referee's left. He looks, but he doesn't penalise. Load ball onto Vevers. Out there to Fenlon. He takes it out to Les Quirk. The ball's fed inside. Warrington have possession. Well, Warrington there, Paul, they should have been penalised. 2 occasions there for offside. The referee looked, he saw them moving up and never did a thing about it.
No, there was about 5 yards offside there. They should have been penalised right under the post.
Yes, I didn't think when Saints got that penalty there, I thought Shane Cooper might have asked Tommy Martin to go for goal to reduce the deficit to 5, and then a try and a goal would have given us the lead. But Kelly Shelford there taking a knock, Shane Cooper going in and saying get up like, but the Warrington physio coming on to treat him. Jackson and Gregory take the ball away and Saints come in. Shelford is being treated. Tough physical game. Well, holding down in the tackle is the indication. Saints penalised for it, and Saints making a substitution. Mike Riley coming off. Pickervance coming on. 13 minutes of the game remaining. Saints still trailing by 7 points. An uphill battle, but judging by what a lot of people were saying in St Helens, they thought the Saints would get stuffed this afternoon. Well, they've held their own. They've played exceptionally well. Just a few basic errors, and that try just at the death of the first half going to the downfall. But there's still time yet. 80 minutes in a game, as we know, fortunes can change. And the Warrington losing the ball, but Saints can't capitalise on it. The first knock-on will be taken into consideration. That'll be the first offence. Obviously, this rainy weather now, Paul, it's taking its toll, as you can see, with the ball handling.
Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes creeping into the game now, and you know, if we're going to win this game, that's what we're going to, you know, not do, because they're losing too many balls and giving Warrington a chance to reorganise and get the defence back.
Saints win the scrum possession. Vevers feeds it inside to David Lyon. Good plan ploy, but well read by Warrington. Saints have the penalty. Well, the referee is certainly a bit whistle happy these last 5 minutes, but Saints there play it quickly. They know that the urgency. We need points on the board. We need to score twice, a converted try plus at least a goal to be in the lead as George Mann runs wide down the blind side, shrugging the tacklers off. Couldn't squeeze it out there, but Warrington move up quickly again. The referee not pinning them. Guilty of moving up, and obviously they're going to do it as long as the referee lets them get away with it. Cooper, the linchpin, the leader, out to David Lyon. He chips it through, it touches a Warrington player. John Davis kicks it upfield. Will it find touch? It has found touch. Saints forcing it there. Only Davis got in between it there, Paul, and he could have scored the full length if he'd have got a favourable bounce.
That's right, if that ball hadn't got in touch, it was another 4-pointer. And, you know, Saints were very lucky there.
But as it is now, it's a St Edmund ball at the scrum. That's 30 metres out. 10 minutes left. 17 points to 10 the score. And Warrington again, the physio required. The referee just stopping the game temporarily. Is it Bob Jackson that's receiving treatment? I think it is. This big Aussie forward. He had about a year out here at Warrington. Bad injury. But he's back in the team. Obviously Gregory back in the team. The inclusion of Jonathan Davis in the Warrington side came over from Widnes. Warrington got a sponsor to take his contract over. He's added the extra pace into the wire. Treatment still being handed out. But Saints look forward to get Sonny Nickelback in the pack next Sunday against Lee. A possible inclusion of Paul Loughlin, who's with me this afternoon, out with a dislocated shoulder. There was talk of him being about 6 weeks out, but with modern technology and let's hopefully good healing powers in Paul's body, because he's had well, Bernard Dwyer breaks quickly down the blind side. Good yardage by the Saints to come up 40 yards, 40, 50 yards upfield. David Lyon sees the urgency, moving up at every available opportunity. Saints spreading it along the line. George Mann straightens it up, pushes the defenders off. All offside of the Warrington side, but the referee lets them get away with it. Shane Cooper brings in Phil Beavers. Beavers spreads it to John Neal. Good cover defence there, but Neal squeezes it out to Tommy Martin. Last tackle of the sequence, and all Warrington offside. But the referee lets them go. Ducky O'Donnell chips it forward. Well, knocked on there by Warrington. I didn't know whether there was a bit of an offside decision there as it hit the Warrington man and then was picked up. But a knock-on indicated scrum down, should be Saints feed. And another attacking chance for the Saints. 20 metres out. Let's see if the Saints can get points on the board and make it a grandstand finish. Beavers takes a very hard tackle there. Jonathan Davis round the leg, superb tackle there. Chris Joint. Saints always looking to squeeze it out, but handling conditions very difficult. Well, all on the referee's right. About 4 men offside for Warrington. The referee not penalising them. It's a sickener when you're watching this. You can see the infringement, and yet you're not getting the fair crack of the whip. George Mann, lofted ball, taken by Beavers. Quick hands to Les Quirk. Quirk comes inside, has to take the tackle. The referee lets the man play the ball, and Saints spreading it along again. Cooper looking to create a gap. Neal again onto O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it through. Well, the ball back in a Saints pair of hands. But he reckons it's knocked forward. Saints trying everything, Paul, but it's a pretty watertight Warrington defence.
Yeah, they're covering well, Warrington. And Saints, another mistake there, a drop ball, and time's running out now for us.
Yeah, 7 minutes, but you never know, do you? Anything can happen. Warrington head and feed, and very fortunate there to get the ball. Lost his footing coming around the back of the scrum. Ellis it was, he redeemed himself. The wire now, they're going to hopefully keep this ball, sticking up the jumper for the remainder of this 6 tackles, and another player going down injured. Bob Jackson, I think it is. No, it's Mike Gregory. Cooper and Joint complete the tackle. Now it's Forster. Warrington looking to bring these speed merchants in. Infield. A good drive in there by Shelford. Fully fit after taking that knock. And Mike Gregory it was that took the ball up. The ball back to Griffiths for the kick up field. He's going to be closed down. Fenlon and Lyon, will they let it run dead? No, Lyon takes it just in the field of play. Well, just in the end goal area, but I should say, and runs it out into the field of play. Warrington now, the defence will be tight. They want to hold the Saints up there in the 10-metre area. They've got a 7-point lead. And they want to retain that lead, don't they? George Mann, Saints breaking quickly. Out to Tony Fenlon, I think it is on the far side. Loose ball by the Saints, tidied up by George Mann. Well, it's hit a Warrington player and come back. That should be another 6 tackles, it is. Perhaps a little bit fortunate for the Saints, but let's hope they can just settle it down now. And with another 6 tackles, it just relieves the pressure just a little bit. 5 minutes plus any stoppage time to the end of this 18 minutes of pulsating rugby here at Wilderspool, Warrington. Cooper looking for that half gap. Cooper's lost possession. Sanderson picks it up. And obviously Saints errors leading to the downfall. We knew it was going to be hard here this afternoon at Wilderspool. We're going to be very lucky to come up with the points. And if Warrington score here as they're throwing the ball about, Teitzel comes through with it. Fogarty round the top. George Mann, the ball squares out. Well, knock on is given. Teitzel had possession and Warrington with another man down injured. The scrum down with the Saints feed. O'Donnell to feed. So Paul Cullen, the Warrington man of the match. He's obviously been heavily involved, but I didn't think he was all that involved. Saints take a quick tap as Warrington had been penalised for lying on at the play of the ball. O'Donnell makes good yardage. Now it's Chris Joint. Runs well and strong. Still driving in the tackle is Joint. 25-metre burst there. Last throw of the dice for the Saints. Phil Beavers gives the dummy, takes the tackle, no way through for him. Warrington again, lying up in an offside position. Ian Pickavance for the Saints. Well, being mauled a bit there by Bob Jackson. All part and parcel of the game. George Mann runs strongly. Competed well this afternoon. Saints moving crossfield. Last tackle of the sequence. Tommy Martin puts a tester. Everybody's onside. Cooper leads the charge. Oh, superb take by Lee Penny. Excellent full-back play, Paul. Took it well under a lot of pressure.
Oh, superb take from Penny. He never took his eyes off it, and it was a copybook full-back play.
So Warrington now, Mark Forster into space. Only the full-back to beat, but he doesn't beat David Lyon. Did well there, did Forster, in the dying minutes. 2 minutes for the interval, 2 minutes to the end of the game. Now Williamson, I think it's Teitzel, I beg your pardon, running hard and strong. Time running out for the Saints as Shelford drives it up into the Saints, well, just short of the Saints 20-metre line. Last tackle, drop goal attempt, is it from Davis? Touches Saints player and goes dead. An unfortunate bounce, a deflection off a Saints player. Puts Saints under more pressure. Beavers will drop out from between the sticks. And it Saints look as though we're going to be resigned to the second league defeat. Away at Hull Kingston Rovers, beaten by 16-10. Just coming through last week, 22-14 at home to Salford. 17-10 down here at Wilderspool. And we've got Lee at home at Nosey Road next Sunday. That's going to be another tough tie, even though Lee are near the base of the league table. Well, the Warrington Speckies now just come to life, Paul, now that there's only seconds left and they're leading by 17-10.
It's typical, like, you know, the lads have played with a lot of spirits, but at the end of the day, I think mistakes have cost us the game, really.
Yes, I think they have, Paul, unfortunately. And that try just before half-time won't help. Well, the ball kicked forward by George Mann. He gathers it up, throws it in field. Can Saints gather it? Well, the ball gone into touch on the far side. Last throw of the dice for the Saints there. They can't make it pay. 40 minutes gone on the watch. 17-10 the score. Warrington head and ball. They win scrum possession. Just time added on for stoppages. Shane Cooper on his side, still plodding on, still going in. They've had to defend a lot in this second half. Very limited chances as the Warrington side still spreading it about. Solid tackling by the Saints, and another Warrington player takes a knock. Well, the Warrington physio has been a very busy man this afternoon. Or is he going to go for a drop goal? Well, touch the Saints player and come back, touch Ian Pickavance. Well, Saints tried to kick it forward. Warrington player slid into him. The ball going into touch. Scrum down. Warrington feed, I think. We're just waiting for the full-time hooter now, Paul. As you say, 17-10 down. Back to the drawing board and hopefully get it right for next week against Lee.
We've got to do something because we've had a bad start this season. We didn't play that well against Salford, and Mark McLennan will be looking for a big improvement against Lee.
I think the commitment has been there this afternoon, but obviously the errors, as you say. But they run hard. Well, talking of errors, there's another error by Warrington this time. But Tommy Martin tried to scrape through, but the commitment's been there, but the errors have also been there. That'll have to be tightened up, and Warrington have played exceptionally well.
That's right, the passion's never been lacked, never has with the lads. But like I said, the errors have been there. That's cost us the game. We've got 2 games coming up, Castleford and Featherstone away, and not forgetting Lee at home. And it's going to be very hard for us, but we've got to just dig in there and hopefully we just get the errors down, and we'll do a lot better than today's performance.
Yes, you've got to have the rub of the green as well, and unfortunately we've not been getting a lot of that. So it's just been awarded a penalty there for Warrington reaping the ball out, but just waiting for the final hooter. Obviously the injury crisis doesn't help us. We look forward to the suspensions coming back. Nicola will be back next week. Hopefully Paul will be back next week. If not, the week after at Castleford. Other injuries, Jonathan Griffiths, Kevin Ward, John Harrison, Tia Rapati, all an integral part of Mike McLennan's team. And when you've got players of this calibre out, it certainly makes it all that harder. Beavers moving it crossfield, created the space for Cooper. Fenlander in possession, Saints still trying to the end. Hardly been in the Warrington half in this second half, Paul.
No, what we should have done was what we did in the first half, just kick the ball in their half and just play it tight and hope for the errors from Warrington, but we've not done that this second half.
But a bit of basketball type thing going along as Saints come back and cover up. Warrington appealing for Forster, being forced out and obstructed. But Saints win a penalty. Les Quirk coming in, plays it to himself quickly. Nearly 4 minutes of stoppage time has been played as George Mann runs it hard and straight. But the Warrington defence again, they've always had at least 3 men round the tackling pole, and that's done the job for them this afternoon.
That's right, they've been very committed in the tackling, and they've worked well as a team, Warrington. They work well for each other, and that's what's been lacking in our game, a team pattern. And there's the final looter. It's just another loss for us, but hopefully we can get on the right tracks next week against Lee and make a fresh start.
Yes, well that's it. Back to square one again next week. Saints going down by 17 points to 10. Still in with a sniff at half-time. But Deadly Davis in the second half. 2 penalty goals and a drop goal. The scoring in the second half, all in Warrington's favour. They ran out by 17 points to 10. It has been an exciting game, even though Saints have not come up with the 2 points. End-to-end stuff, difficult conditions. I'd like to thank Paul for joining us. As you know, Paul's in his testimonial season. It's all going quite well. The full season of his testimonial to go. The Saints players applaud their travelling public. Let's hope they can get it together for next week at home to Lee. Thanks for joining us. You've been with your Saints video team. 17-10 the final score. Thanks once again, Paul. Unfortunately, we only get you up here when you're crocked. Let's hope I don't have you up here again this season.
Well, if you bring some nicer pies than that, I might think about it.
Right, thanks very much. See you next week at Home versus Lee. Bye for now.